one marriage from it, and it's a funny story. Uh, this Israeli guy who used to be religious in Israel came to one of my parties and saw a semi-religious girl, and they met, they got married, they had a baby, and the baby's now a year old. And people, they used to honor me when they became Chuzrin B'Tshuva together after the party, and they used to come to my parties, him dressed in a black coat with a beard and a kippah and a hat, and she used to come dressed, and people were like, why is this Orthodox couple at my party? And it was to honor me because they met at my party, and they'd sit in the corner lovingly and just being with themselves, enjoying the party. And I think that's why we do the parties. I think to bring people together. Part of the idea of Sababa is that in LA the community is so fragmented. You have Israelis, Americans, Russians, Persians, Latino Jews, you have religious Jews. I try to mush everyone together, and that was the first, because everyone, each community has their own parties, and you see the same fish everywhere in a tank, and nobody wants to meet. Oh, I know this one, I know that one. On my parties, you see different people every time, and that's what people like, because it's a really huge community. And in actuality, you know, when you bring people together, it becomes a smaller community. So that's a very good thing.
Are these parties for Jews or for the Jews?
It's a Jewish party. You know, I don't believe in racism, so whoever wants to come is more than welcome. We don't stop and ask people to drop trowel at the door. Oh, you're not Jewish? Okay. Just throw me. No. So whoever comes, I think it's great when you see some non-Jews dancing to Israeli music. It's an Israeli-driven party. It's a Jewish party. We play Israeli music. You know, I think it's a great way to be. Like I said, if you're a religious person or if you're a Jewish person and someone who never met a Jew before, you're an ambassador to the Jewish people. We're only 13 million people. There's only 13 million Jews in the entire world. So you are an ambassador. So when non-Jews, you know, if their friends say, hey, I'm going to a party, come with me, and they come, they're blown away. They're dancing to Mizrahi music, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to show, hey, we're cool, this is our culture, be proud of it. And, you know, 99.5% of the people are Jewish, and a few non-Jews come in, and you never know, some of them wind up converting. Usually it's the non-Jews who, a lot of times, a lot of non-Jews, especially like on Facebook, are attracted to what I do on Facebook, or attracted to what I do at the parties because they love Jews, they love Israel, they want to get to know more Jews, more Israel. And you never know, you could convert. You know, we're only 13 million people. It's not so bad if we say to someone, hey, come join us, like you came and joined us. And there's probably many more out there that would love to come and join us. You know, Judaism is something that most people take for granted. I took it for granted, and it's a huge part of my life, you know. That's why I do the parties, to get people together, to bring people together for the community. We do a lot of charity work. We've donated thousands of dollars to charity. We've done parties just for charity. You know, my best friend Ziv, Zikron Bacha, died in June, and he made the parties with me. He was my DJ. And I said, okay, we're not doing parties anymore. And enough people came to me and said, no, you need to do a party for Ziv. Ziv would want you to continue. So after 6-7 months, I did a party for Ziv in Ziv's memory. We donated all the money to Camp Simcha. Nobody took a penny for the party. Everything was donated because I became unstoppable, and I said I'm not putting out any money for anything. And we just continued with Camp Simcha. We raised almost now $9,500, I think, something like that, for Camp Simcha. And every party this way, Ziv is a part of us, and every party, some of the money goes to Camp Simcha. So he is a part of us in his memory. And I've always done charity. When we started the parties, I always said at least 10% of the money goes to charity. And I did it quietly until the thing with Ziv.
What killed Ziv?
Cancer.
Really?
Yeah, he died at age 40. He had a rare cancer that only 3 people in America had. the funny thing about Ziv is we did a party. He died 3 days after doing the party. He came out of the hospital to do the party. He wanted to do the party. We had a fight. It wasn't necessary. I have other DJs. That was his goodbye. That was his swan song. And he wanted to do it, and he got to say goodbye. Nobody knew that he was dying. And he died 3 days later. So, at least he died doing what he wanted to do. And he loved to make people happy, loved to put music, loved to make people dance. So guess what? We continue. And we have great parties. We're also starting parties for 40 plus. In the next few weeks we'll start doing parties for 40 plus. Why? Because there is such a need in the community for people 40 and over to come together. There's really nothing for them.
Yeah.
And so an older lady approached me and she's like, Sababa, the parties are really young and there's nobody for me in my age group. You need to make parties for the 40 plus crowd. So I said, sure. And we got together and we're going to start making parties in a few weeks.
So the regular Sababa parties are what, mainly for people in their 20s?
20s, 30s, some 40s, but right now it's kind of younger. We've went younger, and the people that come are younger, but anyone's welcome. We don't stop anybody at the door. There's so many, we put so many restrictions in the Jewish community on age groups, and then when you pass that age group, you feel like expired yogurt.
Yeah.
Your date expired. Friday Night Live is now down to 21 to 35. So if you're 37, you can't be a part of it.
Yeah.
What if your friends are 33 and 34? You can't sit with them. You can't be part of it. I think it's disgusting. Jake Connect went very, very young. Ish, the Ish events are very young. So it's just like if you're past the age of 30, or you're past the age of 35 or 40, you're just, okay, you're not married. Good luck to you. We'll take the next batch in and maybe try to mush them together.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way. I think it's really kind of disgusting and sad. It's a sad commentary on this community. There are a lot of problems with the Jewish community. The ism in Judaism represents materialism in a lot of places. I'll give you examples. To join a synagogue, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Okay? To do an event. If there's a nice event at any of these things, yes, we need to raise money. Understood. But you're denying a huge part of the community. Not everyone lives in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
You're denying a huge part of the middle class and working class, and right now there's a lot of poor people in the community and people that don't have jobs. So you're denying them access. I'll never forget, first year I moved here. It's an interesting story that some of your bloggers, fans would be interested in. First year I moved here, it was Yom Kippur. So a bunch of us got together and we said we're going to go to a synagogue. We went to Temple Beth Am. They wouldn't let us in. No ticket, no entrance. You have 10 young people, all dressed in their Sunday best clothes, waiting to go. We went to every temple in Pico. They all did not let us in. Now here's 10 young people. The average age is dead and, depends, indentures. Nobody would let us in. Finally, there was one synagogue in Pico that let us in. There was nobody there. Not only did they let us in, they said, please, we're so happy. They gave us a hug and they said, please, be a part of the service. Do an aliyah. Do this, do that. They were so happy to see 10 young people.
Yeah, which one it was?
I believe it was B'nai Jacob. Is it not B'nai Jacob?
B'nai David.
No, B'nai David. It's on Pico.
Yeah,
the big one.
Yeah.
At the time, 15, 16 years ago, 17 years, there was
Yeah.
nobody there.
Yeah.
They were so happy.
Yeah.
They put us in the front row.
Yeah.
I don't know why we do things like this. To deny people the right to pray when people are just walking out of the community in droves is stupid. I don't understand. 55% of the Jews intermarry. So you just either wipe them off and say goodbye, or you try to embrace the person they intermarried with and give them a strong Jewish identity and a sense of foundation, so maybe they'll raise their kids